This is the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertson and broadcasting live from the Omni Frisco at the Star.
Here we go. Run Z.
Brought to you by
Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. Albertsons, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Bacardi, live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi. And by Mahindra. Find your nearest Mahindra dealer at TexasMahindraDealers.com.
Now, your hosts, Taylor Stern and Brad Sham.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming in and dodging the raindrops. For the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, we have moved tonight on our regular Monday night stop. Do I sound peppy and awake?
Yes.
I do?
Yes.
Okay, good.
You're faking it until you make it.
It's all an act. But thank you for coming. And we are delighted to have you here, our regular Monday night stop, usually at the Omni Frisco, but tonight, because of the weather, we are in the concourse of the Ford Center at the Star. And could I please have a humongous round of applause for the entire staff that made this happen?
Shout out Katie Stevens.
Katie Stevens.
Alyssa.
And the people who dragged the stuff through the rain and dried it off, and it was absolutely, right, absolutely. At what time? Like 3 o'clock? That's when they started. So they made all this happen, and we are delighted to have all of you who are here, who have come out to say hello and give a big hug to Tyron Smith and La'el Collins. Thank you guys for coming out.
Hugs for everyone.
Yeah, La'el, I love La'el. Yeah, thanks for having us. Yeah,
He's delighted.
Over the years, believe me, I've done plenty of these on nights like after nights like last night. It is not easy. The last thing these guys want to do is come out and do this, but they said they would be here, and they're here, and so I much respect.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having us.
Really appreciate it. And so our policy, for those of you who have not been with us before, is when the Cowboys win the game, then we spend a lot of time on that. When the game is not what we want it to be, we acknowledge that it was played, and then we move on to real life, and we find out more about La'el Collins and Tyron Smith. And we do acknowledge that the game was played. So one of the things that I was thinking about was a line from the movie Airplane. Who remembers Airplane? Enough of you. Okay. So there's a scene where
I've never seen it. I know. Millennials these days.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
Well,
You've never seen Airplane?
No. Have you guys?
Yes.
No. So you've never seen it. There's a great scene where Peter Graves is the pilot, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the co-pilot. And he's the pilot, but he's also Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And so some kid comes up from the main cabin, and the pilots are showing him the cockpit, and the kid says to Kareem something like, and Tyron, jump in here and correct me, but the kid says to Kareem something like, my dad says you're not the player that everybody thinks you are, and you're overrated or something. And Kareem says, will you tell your dad to try dragging Bill Laimbeer up and down the floor every night and see how he likes it? So I thought about that when I thought about, because I was watching some of the offensive tape today and thinking about what you two guys had to do, trading off Clowney and Watt. And I mean, that's not easy. And they won some battles and you won some battles. But when Tyron got here, I said, how you feeling? And he usually just tells me, I'm fine. But he didn't even give me an I'm fine at first. Then he dropped back. I mean, how beat up and tired do you feel right now?
I'm fine right now. Just a little tired, but I'm fine.
Yeah. And how are you?
I'm all right.
Yeah. So what is that like? Now, Tyron and I talked last week about the fact that he'd never played Clowney. This is the team that the Cowboys have played least in their history. And he never played Clowney, and Watt's a full day. So what's that like playing a guy like that? Normally we'd be asking them what it's like playing you guys, but the shoe goes on both feet.
Well, I'll definitely say they're both definitely good pass rushers that you have to be on your toes the whole time. They got, both guys have high motors and things like that. But we go into this game, studying guys as we do as any other team, and that's basically what it is.
And now, you'd never played either one of them, La'el, had you?
I played Clowney. I never played
in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, South Carolina and LSU battles.
Yep.
And LSU probably dominated South Carolina.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
always. And back to high school.
We only played them 1 year, but I played them in. I've also played them in high school at the Under Armour game. Played him in that. So.
And did you dominate him?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Was he happy to see you, or was he like him again?
Well, he only came on my side one time.
Yeah. And that was in the first quarter too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he knew.
I was like, thank you.
So yeah, do you? I know Tyron doesn't. You're not much of one to talk to the guy.
No, never.
When you got a guy like Clowney who you've known, I mean, was there any conversation?
Nah, we spoke brief after the game, but during the game, when I was young, I used to talk a lot, but now I'm just trying to save all my energy.
Yeah, that's not going to get any better either.
Yeah, I'd heard that Looney is really the trash talker on the line.
He can get riled up, definitely.
Joe Looney.
Joe is it? Well, we'll have Joe out here one night this year, and we'll get him to talking about that, because I would normally think that offensive linemen would not be guys to be engaging in much conversation during it. You got a lot to think about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I bet Zach Martin just is crazy out there, right?
Yeah, he's pretty quiet, but he can get routed too.
All right, let me ask you this: what time did you go to sleep? Ooh. The flight landed about 2:30 because of overtime. And actually, it could have been worse, because normally it takes time to load the equipment onto the plane. But last night, because it was Houston, they trucked most of the equipment back. So we were actually in the air faster than usual. So what time did you go to sleep? Did you go to sleep?
I still haven't been to sleep yet.
Have not been to sleep yet.
I have not been to sleep
yet. That accounts for your chipper humor. And how about you?
Probably like 4:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I didn't get sleep till 4.
Yeah.
And do you sleep well after? You just chill for a minute. Do you sleep well after a game like that?
I mean, after a game like that, you just kind of go home and just think about the game, and then you realize, you got to get some sleep. So you try to just lay down, but then you still think about the game.
Now, this is supposed to be your day off. Do you, on your own, watch tape? Do you get it loaded up so you can watch it during the day if you want to?
Yeah, usually watch it like on the plane right after the game, or
but you have a time on the plane.
Yeah, but I watched it right after workout this morning.
Yeah. And you
watched it as soon as I came in this morning for treatment. Yeah.
So you didn't go to sleep, and then you still came in for treatment.
Yeah.
Dedication.
Which, by the way, how's your ankle?
I'm doing fine. I'll be all right.
By the way, if you ever see a bone protruding from his skin, he'll say, "Oh no, I'm all right.
I'm fine.
I'll be
Just
doing
a Band-Aid."
I'll be all right." How long? I know you're supposed to learn this early on, but how long does it take you to put one like that in a box and move it aside and get ready for the next one?
We always go by the 24-hour rule.
Yeah, I know what the rule is. I'm asking you, how long does it take you?
For a game like that, is technically you have to be done there with as soon as possible, get the corrections done and move on from it. And you got to focus on the next week.
Does it work?
It's been working so far.
Okay.
Easier
All
said than
How
done,
about you?
Definitely.
La'el?
I mean, once you watch the film, see everything, it's over then. I mean, once you see the film, you're looking at your next opponent. So, I mean, that's like today, I watched the film, then I started watching Jacksonville, so on to the next.
That's what happens when you do it for a living.
Yeah, you just keep moving forward.
Yeah, you really have to.
Whereas fans and everybody else just holds on to it until the next Sunday.
Yeah.
And this is the last question I have. Taylor might have a couple more, but this is the last one I have about the game and the process of it. There's a whole different set of questions perhaps for Dak, for receivers, but you guys you're so focused on what's happening right in front of you and in communicating with each other and all that. I'm just interested in your thoughts about, in the first 5 games, how as a group you're functioning and what you would like to do better as a group.
want to take it.
I mean, I think the
Oh,
biggest,
you're both going to take it. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I think the biggest thing is I think we've made improvements, but we've also did some things that, you know, through our games that we need to do better in every phase. So the biggest thing is just, you know, it's, you know, the losses that we've taken. I've been on the road, which is it's hard to play on the road, but at the same time, we got to get that figured out. So we just have to be better, just all around the board. And I mean, you can never stop getting better. You always got to continue to, you know, keep striving to perfect it. So, you know, it's always a work in progress.
How about you?
I'm agreeing with him. You know, we're progressing every week, and you can see it in every week. And so, you know, we just got to make the corrections and move forward. And yeah, that's basically what it is.
Last night was the largest crowd ever for a Texans game. Did you guys feel the Cowboys fans there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone said that it was a crazy atmosphere. That was actually half and half.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. I mean, when that offense was on the field, it was just as loud, I mean, as to when we was on the field. So, I mean, Cowboy fans was definitely there.
Yeah, they traveled pretty strong.
Yeah, and it wasn't far to go, and the presence was good. Okay, so we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and acknowledge that game has been played, and we'll move on. And so here's our challenge now, all of us, because we do have a microphone to pass among you a little bit later if you have questions for La'el and Tyron, and the challenge will be to make sure that Tyron Smith does not fall asleep before 7 o'clock. Because I couldn't do what I couldn't do what he does anyway, but I could not do.
Then no sleep.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go to sleep before 7, maybe by 7:30. But that's our challenge. Our challenge is to keep Tyron interested so that he does not fall asleep before 7 o'clock. We are really appreciative of all of you being here tonight at the Ford Center. At the Star, and we're appreciative for all of you joining us on DallasCowboys.com. Those little black boxes right there, those are putting this up on the website. Tyron's so excited he can hardly stand that that prospect. And, of course, those of you listening across the Dallas Cowboys radio network. The Miller Lite Cowboys Hour is brought to you in part by Omni. Next time you travel for an away game, here's how to make the most of it. Stay with Omni Hotels and Resorts. They have 60 premier locations coast to coast with things like world-class spas, championship golf, and great dining. Visit OmniHotels.com to learn more. Omni Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel of the Dallas Cowboys. And by Lucchese Bootmaker, now open at the Star in Frisco. Shop from a variety of world-class handmade cowboy boots, as well as all-new signature apparel and accessories. Visit their brand-new store today and experience the tradition that is
Lucchese Bootmaker.
And by Albertsons. When it comes time to shop for tailgate favorites, go to Albertsons and Tom Thumb. Get 10% off your groceries every Dallas Cowboys game day when you wear your Cowboys jersey. Albertsons and Tom Thumb, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys. We'll be right back on the Cowboys Hour.
Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons and broadcasting live from the Omni Frisco at the Star.
Welcome back to the Cowboys Hour. Brad Sham and Taylor Stern at the Ford Center at the Star tonight, inside, away from the rain, and really appreciative of La'el Collins and Tyron Smith being with us after a difficult game and a very late night coming back. And just to paint the picture for those of you who are listening on the radio, we have the big stage set up that belongs to Cowboys Broadcasting so that everyone can see us, although folks don't usually have much of a problem seeing Tyron and La'el. So it's a big enough table for the four of us to be seated at, and then right in the middle is Taylor Stern, who is taller than everyone.
How did that happen?
Because what are you sitting on, an equipment box? She's got a booster seat.
La'el,
Exactly
first one to
right.
wrap me out.
A booster seat. It's an equipment box that you're sitting on.
Yeah.
And so we have always looked up to you, Taylor,
Well,
and now it's more true than ever.
Thank you so much. It's sad but true. Tyron's son Jackson is here and he's 6, right?
It's not sad that Jackson is here.
Well, what I was going to say is that he's taller than me already, and he's only 6 years old.
Have you met his father?
Yeah.
Yeah,
right
okay,
here.
that might have some.
But 6 years old, already reaching new heights.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
Jackson, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming.
He's
Thanks for
riveted.
coming. Yeah. Oh, he's on the edge of his seat. He really is.
Is he going to follow in your footsteps?
Yeah, hopefully he wants to, but doesn't want to play for the Cowboys though.
Ooh.
Whoa, dude.
Shocking news.
Throwing his 6-year-old son under the bus, Tyron Smith said. Why does he not want to play for the Cowboys?
I don't know. You gotta ask him that someday.
He's
Who
told
does he
you that?
say?
He's told you that?
Yeah.
What team?
Yeah.
Wait, Stephen.
You hear that?
Do you have the
You hear
mic? Is it ready? Well, we're going to find out, right? Jackson, get
Jackson's
your game face
making
on,
his
man.
debut.
We're fixing to put you on the radio, okay? Right there. Yeah. Is this true, Jackson, that you don't want to play for the Cowboys?
Yes.
Yes. And
Who do you want to play for?
Panthers.
Ooh, the Panthers.
the Panthers.
It hurts, doesn't it?
Why do you want to play for the Panthers?
Because they're cool.
Because they're
Cam
cool?
Newton.
I think it's because of the animal. I think that's what it is.
The animal. If we get you an animal, can we swing you over to the Cowboys? Yes, good. Done deal. All right, Stephen, good work. Thank you. Jackson, you be thinking about what kind of animal it'll take. We're gonna get this done. We're
Yeah.
gonna get this done. Outstanding.
And then La'el has a beautiful young daughter who has the exact same hair as him currently.
Not quite. Hers is a little bit better than mine.
She has a better afro than
Yeah.
you, for sure.
How old is she?
She's 2.
Okay, so let's let each of you talk a little bit about how being fathers have changed your life. And Jackson lives here now
Yeah.
with Tyron, which has not always been the case last couple of years.
Yeah.
And so that's. Let's start with you on that. That's got to be something that kind of fills in some of the blank spots, doesn't it?
For me, it's just it gives you a purpose of what why to play this game and what I do, and it kind of gives you the extra edge that you need. That everything I do right now is going to be for him for when he grows up, and leaving legacy for him.
Besides not wanting to play for the Cowboys, what kind of back talk does he give you?
Not really much. Just when we play little video games, we play Madden, and I'm not really good at the video game. And so he kicks my butt every time, and he just sits there and
And he
talks mess the whole
reminds you?
time. He wiggles his finger at me like this, saying, no.
He's talking smack at 6?
Yeah.
He's
He's
going
a
to play
smart kid.
football.
Yeah, obviously. Wow. Okay, how's being a dad changed your life?
Man, tremendously. Definitely just put life in a different perspective. But it's fun watching her grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was out at training camp, and she had some swaggy outfits.
Yeah. Her mom keeps her looking nice.
Yeah, but I
Doesn't have
feel
anything to do with me.
no, because La'el is one of the offensive linemen that really does get dressed up. Now you do too, Tyron, but Zach and Travis come to the.
Hold on a minute. I'm sorry, but I don't know how many of you know this. I am Tyron Smith's biggest fan. I
remind him, yeah.
every time, because I don't want him to ever forget. And I have great respect for the way La'el dresses on the road. I will not let you put Tyron Smith's wardrobe in second place.
They're even. They're nice and equal.
Well, you don't travel to every game.
I used to.
But if you would, this man has upped his wardrobe game. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Okay.
I haven't seen him wear the same one yet.
And what was the one? What was it? Was it to Charlotte where it looked like it was the first trip of the year. It looked like a tuxedo, like a silver glittery tuxedo, right?
La'el's smiling.
Right.
Hey,
It's a normal suit.
she's been on it this year, I tell you.
It's what?
It's a normal suit.
Tyron, I love you to pieces, but I don't know what planet that's a normal suit. Maybe on planet Tyron Smith, that's a normal suit. Seriously, who dresses you? Who's your clothier?
So I go through Lombardo's, and I kind of go through different designs, kind of send it to them, and they give me the suits.
Now
Custom, obviously.
I've been to Jay's place many times.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything that looks like that at Lombardo's.
Trying something different. Yes.
Working for you.
Yeah.
Working for you. And are you inspired by his suit game?
Honestly, I just my suits are whatever. Whenever I go home, just pick one out, put it on. I don't think about it too much. Just kind of ready to get going.
do you remember last year we were going to Washington and you were wearing, what was it, like this mink scarf?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you had a hat on that was also mink.
Mm-hmm.
What was the decision there? Because it wasn't that... I don't mean that in a mean way.
It's always cold in my house, so sometimes I forget that it's not
so
that
I just
cold.
put on my mink.
Do you know where the thermostat is? Because there are things you can do about that.
You're right, but I like being cold.
I
so.
liked it. You rocked it with like a light blue suit too. It's very swaggy.
Yeah, I had to take all that stuff off when I went outside.
Well, we don't have many cold weather trips this year, but might we see that later on?
Maybe.
It might make an appearance, only if it's cold in his house again.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm interested in the video game thing because do you play video games?
Yeah, and Tyron does suck.
Wait. Only
thing he can beat me in is what, Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, I just don't play.
Dragon Ball Z.
I don't play sports games. I really don't play sports games.
What do you play? What do you like?
Anything else besides sports games? Anything action, fighting.
Favorite? You have a
fighting
favorite?
games. Yeah,
A lot of fighting games.
I've never beat him in a fighting game.
Are you guys in a-
So suddenly the definition of suck it changes a little bit.
I mean, just in that, but football games, I put 40 on them every time.
Yeah. Do you guys play Fortnite?
No.
Yeah. None of that, right?
Nah.
So you came into the league, Tyron, as like one of the youngest players in the league when you came in. As I recall, you were 20,
Yes.
right, when you came in?
Mm-hmm.
So
You're a baby.
And so you're 29?
27.
27. I don't want to speed things up any faster than need be. You're 25. Is that 2 years a big difference in the video game culture, the tastes that you have?
I don't think so.
Nah, not really.
Nah.
So what do you play? What do you like to play?
Just football games, Madden. I can't play basketball.
FIFA?
Yeah, I can play a little FIFA, but that's about it.
So why could you play a football video game and not a basketball video game?
I don't know. It's just I feel like it's harder to play basketball games. Like, gotta concentrate, making a shot, holding the button down. It's just harder.
Do you ever try basketball?
Yes, I get that too.
They stay humble, though. They stay humble.
They're honest. They're honest to a fault. And go ahead.
Well, when do you play Madden? Do you play with the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Because you know everything?
Yeah, I played the Cowboys. Or I play with the playbook. Use the Cowboys playbook.
Do you feel like they gave you a good look on the game? Because I know like Tyrone and a couple other guys were pretty upset about how they looked.
Who was
in
the other one?
video
Taco?
game.
Was Taco the other one I saw?
Kayvon was upset.
There was another lineman. I felt like it was another defensive lineman. I felt like it was maybe Taco who thought that he was.
They really did Tyrone Crawford wrong.
They did. They
Yeah.
truly. No, they did.
They really. He's huge in the game. It makes Tyron laugh.
Oh, man.
Do you like the way that you look
I mean,
in
I
the game?
haven't played the new one yet, just the old one.
Well.
Do you like the way you look on the video game?
I really haven't really paid attention to it. I'm just concentrating trying to beat him.
What does he do better than you at that game?
I have no clue. He just somehow, some way, he just steals the ball from me every time. I don't know how.
Have you tried playing Jackson?
No.
But
I'm pretty sure I can beat Jackson.
Ooh.
Hey, Jackson.
I can beat you, Jax.
Jackson. Could you beat La'el in Madden?
Oh yeah.
We got to have this match happen, and I think that this should be something that should be recorded.
I will. I'll make it
All
happen.
right,
Okay.
let's do it.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. We'll come back with more for Tyron Smith and La'el Collins. It's the Miller Lite Cowboy Hour, brought to you by Albertsons. Tonight we are inside the Ford Center at the Star.
Yes, and Jack Black. Want to use what the pros use? Jack Black is the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys. Get your Jack Black Playmaker 4 JB Faves plus a full-size lip balm for just $10 with free shipping at getjackblack.com. Use code Cowboys. When it comes to time to shop for tailgate favorites, go to Albertsons and Tom Thumb. Get 10% off your groceries every Dallas Cowboys game day when you wear your Cowboys jersey. Albertsons and Tom Thumb, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys.
We'll be right back with La'el Collins and Tyron Smith on the Cowboys Hour.
Back. to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons and broadcasting live from the Omni Frisco at the Star.
Welcome back, Brad Sham and Taylor Stern on the Cowboys Hour tonight to Miller Lite Cowboys Hour inside the Ford Center at the Star with our special guests Tyron Smith and La'el Collins. We are halfway to our goal, audience, of keeping Tyron Smith from falling asleep before 7 o'clock. He has not slept. The flight landed from Houston about 2:30, and then you get home, and then your ankle hurts, and your head hurts, and everything hurts, and your feelings are hurt, and it's just not conducive to a peaceful night's sleep. So Tyron has not slept. We are going to make sure he doesn't start until after 7 p.m. You're doing a great job, Tyron.
Still rocking.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Well, we're just talking about height, and obviously everyone was noticing how short I am, but look tall tonight. There's only one person in this world that has made Tyron Smith look short, and that is Shaquille O'Neal. And you met him this summer.
Yes, I did.
And you posted the photo on your Instagram. And did you feel short?
Yes, it made me feel like a little child.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me about this. Like, where did you meet him? And what did you think of him? Are you guys besties?
I just so happened to meet him. We was at this little place that he was DJing at. I know he's a big time DJ the way he is now.
DJ?
He's a DJ.
You
Yeah.
could do it all.
It's pretty good.
In L.A.?
In Miami.
He's a DJ.
Yeah.
Okay. But no one ever complains about the songs. Okay.
Then we so happened to say what's up to him, and it's that's basically what it was, and took a picture together. And I just remember shaking this dude's hand, and it's just about twice the size of mine. And
Put up your hands for the people that are watching on the show, because he has pretty large hands.
I just never felt small in my life ever. I didn't like the feeling at all.
And he's a Cowboys fan, right?
Yeah.
Did he say
As
anything?
far as I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he told you anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That wasn't the only interesting experience Tyron Smith had in the offseason. You did a little traveling?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Yes. To the Far East?
Yes.
Yes. Tell the people.
So we ended up going to Thailand with a couple buddies of mine, and the craziest thing we did was to take pictures with the tigers.
Like next to them, like holding these tigers.
Don't know what we were thinking at the time, and don't know how we in our heads thought it was safe, but somehow it was. And we ended up taking pictures with the tigers in their little sanctuary, little cage they were in, and
okay, hold on a minute. There's a difference between a sanctuary and a cage. So you wake up in the morning with your buddies and you say, what? Let's go see if we can find some tigers to take pictures with today, or
That's what I say.
how does that work?
They just said, you want to see this guy was like, he want to see tigers, you want to see a tiger show? Like, yeah, sure. So
By the way, when anybody says, do you want to see a tiger show, that's just really not a good idea. I don't think anything good happens after that, but go ahead.
So we just kind of want to experience and want to see everything. And so we went there and they said you could take pictures with the tigers. And so we were like, we take pictures of small tigers. Like, yeah, sure. And no, you can take pictures of the big ones. I looked at my buddy. I was like, yeah, I want to do it. And he was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know either. So it was like a kind of a last minute call.
Okay, how many tigers? There's 3 of you?
Yeah.
How many tigers?
We're in the cage.
Walk us into the room. Paint us a picture.
So you go in. It's little cages. It's like little rooms, whatever, with the little baby tigers. You can take pictures with them.
Yeah.
And then it's the huge cage where it's like 3 big tigers just roaming around.
3
wild tigers roaming around inside the cage.
Yeah.
And the guy says, would you like to take a picture with those tigers?
Yeah, they sit down and kind of get their attention, and then the tigers kind of just don't mind you at all and just looking at these leaves they got dangling. And and so
Tyron, you lost your mind.
Well, and
so what, were you? So go ahead, take us into the cage.
take us through this experience.
and then that's basically what it was. We took pictures with them, and then we thought, they were just kind of like real chill tigers. I don't know what it was, but they see them like dangling these leaves are really high, like maybe like 10 feet in the air. You see the tiger just leap off the ground and grab the leaves and jump into this little pool of water, and to me it was amazing, and I was ready to Get out of there.
Yeah, good.
He's like,
Okay, good.
well, then they also went on another trip, a fishing trip, both of you guys, with Dak and a couple other O-linemen. I think Jeff Heath, too.
Yeah.
And La'el caught a baby shark.
Baby shark.
He got a full-size shark. Might be
Do not diss the
Mighty.
man's shark now.
7
Come on.
foot shark.
7-foot shark.
7
So
foot shark.
elaborate, please,
Yeah,
then.
it was so big. All the guys were scared, so we didn't put it on the boat.
Okay.
But it was huge.
Oh, you weren't scared?
But the stories should be
Oh
believed.
my God! I mean, that shark wore me out for like 40 minutes.
Did you bring it in by yourself?
Yes, no help. I was sweating, cramping.
7-foot shark weighs what?
Oh man, at least 250.
At least.
At least.
Yeah. And you're a pro fisher,
And
right?
like when I was reeling that thing in, like every time we could see it, he just go back.
Did
And I
you
have to
see
start
this?
back
Is this
over.
true?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It was feeding him water as he was reeling this big shark in.
Yeah, the thing was big.
Like sweaty.
Spent the boat around. It was crazy.
I think we're going to need a bigger boat, kind of a shark.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Would you get in a cage with 3 tigers?
I mean, if they don't have no teeth
Or
or no
paws.
paws, I'll get in.
Would you mess with a 7-foot shark?
We're trying to reel it in?
Well, whatever he did.
Yeah, I had mine's like maybe like a little bit smaller than his. Mine's bit the line and ran off.
You also caught a shark.
Yeah, mine's a little smaller than his though.
Yeah, you little baby.
Mine wasn't no baby. Mine wasn't no baby, but
Baby
mine
shark.
bit the line off and took off.
Okay.
Man. But you are a pro fisher. Like, you're very good
I'm-
at fishing.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That's what it helps to relax, or why do you enjoy fishing so much?
I grew up fishing, like just fishing, going out always fishing. My mom, my grandpa. So it's just something that I just kind of like to do.
And you and Dak have kind of bonded over that, right?
Yeah.
As we saw the special moments in All or Nothing.
Yep. Dak, he's getting there. He's getting there.
What are you teaching him?
Just trying to teach him how to catch fish.
He doesn't know how to do that.
Gotta be patient. So
Yeah.
just teaching him.
In L.A., growing up, did you do a lot of fishing?
No.
No. When did you start fishing?
I tried fishing when I was a little kid, and I could never catch a fish ever. And I stayed on our fishing trip. That's the most fish I ever caught, ever. And so it was like, what was it, like snapper and all that type of fish. And then, that's the only time.
But you probably, that's for La'el, that's like second nature, right? You grew up with that.
Oh yeah. I used to go to Grand Isle. I've caught like kingfish. Caught like a 75-pound kingfish. I really like to fish. I've been like kite fishing. It's like these big kites in the air and there's lines that drop from them, and you just kind of reel it in, and they go out real far. But I like to fish a lot.
Now, was this part of your teaching? Because I'm about to tell people something that you would probably never guess about La'el Collins is that he was actually in the Boy Scouts from 2nd grade until he was a senior in high school, and he's an Eagle Scout for life.
Well, he was a Cub Scout before he was a Boy Scout.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know these things, but you can tell me.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up in scouting. My mom put us in it. It was like actually the first thing I was ever a part of. It just taught me a lot. We used to go camping, and they used to teach us a lot of stuff. We used to always go to like summer camps, winter camps, and of course we did a lot of fishing and kayaking and swimming and all that kind of stuff. So it was fun. I remember when I went to high school. I was like, Mom, I'm not going to be in Boy Scouts anymore. I'm too big for that. And she was like, no, boy, you're going to finish. So she made me miss like football practices to go to scout meetings and all that stuff. And I just had to wear my uniform everywhere.
And the article that I read is that it was really impressive when you were being interviewed for not only college probably, but NFL, that you'd been a part of the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, it's definitely a big time thing. Something you definitely, you put on your resume. It's huge.
Eagle Scout is that indicates that you have the capacity to focus on a difficult task and stay with it for a long time.
Right.
They
yeah.
don't give those out.
Nah, it takes years. It takes a long time to get it.
Yeah.
I would like to know if there are pictures of you in your Cub Scout uniform.
Oh,
Tyron, find them.
there's a bunch of pictures that's somewhere in a box.
Do you have them, or does your mom?
Nah,
have
my
them?
mom has all that stuff.
I will find them. I will find them.
I have great confidence in Taylor Stern that sometime before the end of this season, somewhere on the Cowboys website, you will be able to see a picture of La'el Collins as a young lad in his Cub Scout uniform, which is different from the Boy Scout uniform.
La'el is also always been a great person to agree to things that I've asked. And the fact that his rookie year, and I'm sure Tyron gave him a really hard time for this, I thought of the idea around Christmas time to do La'el instead of Elf, the movie.
La'el, I
La'el.
remember your idea to do that.
And I approached La'el about it, and I was kind of shy. I was like, oh, he's going to laugh in my face. And he was like, yeah, for sure. So we ordered the largest elf costume I've ever seen in my entire life, and he kept it after this day. But we went to the stadium, and we did remakes of the scenes from the movie Elf. And
That's hilarious, man.
it was hilarious. And that video is out there for all to see.
Yeah, so-
And
Tyron loved it.
were you amused?
Oh, he got fined for it.
He got fined.
Sorry, La'el.
That's in the Kangaroo Court.
Yeah.
Can you just tell just a little peek behind the curtain and tell people about the Kangaroo Court?
I'm sorry, La'el.
What, the fine board?
I mean, just how the Kangaroo Court works. That's not something that's in all of society.
Oh, we just, we have our little group fines amongst ourselves, and that's basically what it is. Not everybody needs to know about it.
Yeah,
but
what can you get fined for? Does Colombo have anything to do with this?
No, it's always amongst the players, and that's it.
Okay.
Who gets the money?
Because Colombo, by the way, when he was playing, no, you don't get the money. Colombo, when he was playing, he ran the Kangaroo Court.
Yeah.
If he and Mark was a guy who did not want to see anybody talking to reporters because he didn't trust reporters. And if Colombo walked by and saw anybody in the offensive line talking to any reporter, that was a fine. He would walk by and say, "You're fined."
That's how it was my first couple of years when I was here.
All right, we're going
kept it going.
to take a break and find out a little bit more about that, and give all of you who are here at the Ford Center a chance to ask some questions for Tyron Smith and La'el Collins. We appreciate your guys being here tonight, and all of you being with us on the Miller Lite Cowboy Hour, brought to you by Albertsons. When it comes time to shop for tailgate favorites, go to Albertsons and Tom Thumb. Get 10% off your groceries every Dallas Cowboys game day when you wear your Cowboys jersey. Albertsons and Tom Thumb, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys. By Papa John's, when the Cowboys win, get 50% off regular menu price pizzas the next day at papajohns.com with promo code CowboysWin. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Not valid with any other discounts. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary. And by Omni. Next time you travel for an away game, here's how to make the most of it. Stay with Omni Hotels and Resorts. They have 60 premier locations coast to coast with things like world-class spas, championship golf, and great dining. Visit OmniHotels.com to learn more. Omni Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel of the Dallas Cowboys. We'll be right back with Tyron Smith and La'el Collins on the Cowboys Hour.
To the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons and broadcasting live from the Omni Frisco at the Star.
And most Monday nights that would be true, but tonight we are inside the Ford Center at the Star because of the weather. Thank you again to all of the staff here for making this happen indoors. Thanks to all of you who have come out to join us tonight and say hello to La'el Collins and Tyron Smith. And we are brought to you in part on the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour by Lucchese.
Lucchese Bootmaker is now open at the Star in Frisco. Shop from a variety of world-class handmade cowboy boots, as well as all new signature apparel and accessories. Visit their brand new store today, right outside, and experience the tradition that is
Lucchese Bootmaker.
You do it so much better.
Well, I'm older.
Yeah.
So before we get to your questions from the folks who have come out to visit with Tyron and La'el here tonight, we must go back to the Kangaroo Court. Who is the?
You're gonna get fined for this.
Who's the chief judge? Is it you?
I think as a group we we have a vote amongst the whole group, whether somebody gets fined or not. And
no, it's definitely Travis.
Thank you, LC. Thank you. Thank you.
Tell the truth.
Thank you. And what kinds of things can you be fined?
Simple things as far as being late.
Make the group look bad, you get fined. Anyway.
In whose opinion? Like he just said you got fined for the for the being La'el.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you get fined for the mink outfit?
Yes.
You did?
Yes. Because of him.
Oh, don't blame me.
Yeah, he pulled the picture up.
He'll throw me under the bus.
Because you pulled the picture up. That's why.
Tyron, have you ever been fined?
Yes.
Yeah.
For what?
Being offsides.
That's it?
Discipline.
Let's see, missing a question or anything like that, or being late to dinner. You get fined.
On the Thursday night dinner?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up dinner, and I'm glad you brought up food because of the fact
Just
that
because La'el's eating French fries?
Well, no.
Raising Cane's.
Yeah, Raising Cane's.
Gotta love
Great
it.
stuff.
Baton Rouge.
Okay.
That's true. So when Paul Alexander came here, everyone was taken away by the fact that he said he has a ketchup test for his offensive linemen. And if you guys have ever seen a ketchup bottle, Heinz ketchup bottle, the 57 on the bottle is actually placed in the exact perfect spot where you should have your pressure. So you could pour it out and it would be perfect. I had no idea about this, but maybe I'm just not very smart. And he said that when he sees people like pouring out the ketchup and if they hit the bottom of the bottle, then they're not very smart either. So he said that he will test his offensive linemen. Did you take the ketchup test?
I did not. Did not.
So we don't know.
So he's smart enough
Mystery
not
forever.
to ask them to take the ketchup test.
That was a really built-up story for nothing.
Highly flawed.
Right.
I would call the test highly flawed. And
Yeah.
it seems like a great opportunity to give some of the folks who are here tonight to ask you guys a question. Stephen, have we got some out here?
Yeah, I got Garrett here with a question.
Don't ask about ketchup.
Question for La'el here. I just wanted to know about the Baton Rouge bike giveaway that you did 2 years ago and what kind of went into that and what was the inspiration behind it.
Thank you, Garrett.
Well, that's a great question. Well, just something that kind of fell on my heart right before I got ready to do it. I had, when I was in the third grade, we went to school one day. We was in class. And then they was like, everybody come outside. So it was a bunch of bikes out there. So we got to go out there and pick your bike out. So it's something that kind of came to me and it's like, I want to do something cool like that. So I gave away like 71 bikes. So I had like all the kids and they came out and just picked their bikes. So it was cool, just kind of something that definitely just fell on my heart.
That's so awesome.
We have another question in the audience.
Yes, I got Bill here with a question.
All right. Not trying to bring up a sore subject, but
Anytime a sentence begins with not trying to bring up a sore subject, there's a sore subject fixing to be brought up. Go ahead.
what are your personal thoughts on the fourth down call yesterday?
No, that's off limits. Sorry.
We had Bill
Yeah,
there.
yeah. What? Let me just ask you. No, let me ask you this, and then if you want to answer it, you can. But let me ask you this: so their boss made a decision, and would you expect them to say, "Oh, I think that was the dumbest thing I ever saw"? Would you expect them to say that about their boss? So I'm curious to know what would make you ask that question then. But would I be safe in saying an offensive lineman always wants to go for it, right? That's what you do. You want to go for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ever seen a situation like that you didn't want to go for?
No.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I understand. I'm just saying, let's think these through. Let's just think these through before we ask them. Did I scare off any other questioners?
Actually,
Here's one right down here, Stephen.
right
Yep.
up front.
Lovely
Here we go.
question.
Headed that way.
Yep. We're going to see how fast Stephen can move laterally.
Okay. I have a question about fan noise, and we go to a couple of away games every year, and like CenturyLink in Seattle, extremely loud. And I'm just curious, like, are we as the Cowboy fans when we're at AT&T Stadium, are we yelling as loud as some of these extremely loud stadiums like Seattle and Denver? Are we that loud? Or we need to do better? Or
No, it's definitely really loud. Just keep it quiet for us on offense.
But they don't always.
Nah, they don't. But we still love y'all.
Be louder. Yeah.
For the defense.
Yeah.
For the defense, because they need to be able to hear the signal call. We got another one?
Actually, back there, I had a shy fan asking both of you, what's your favorite home-cooked meal?
Now we're getting somewhere. Now
I
we're
like
getting
it.
Where you at?
Where's the person who
Where you
asked
at
that
right
question?
there, huh?
Raise your hand.
Don't worry.
Don't be scared.
They left? It was your question. Tyron, would that get him fined?
No.
That wouldn't get...
He's all good.
Not for asking the question, but for trying to lay it off on someone
Oh,
else.
yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fine,
That's
right?
a fine.
You're fine. Okay.
You're fine.
All right,
Pass the
Steve.
buck fine.
You're fine. Okay.
Steven, you're fine.
Favorite home-cooked meal?
I'd probably say some kind of good soul food. Grew up with soul food with collard greens, smothered chicken, some mac and cheese, and like some yams.
Yams.
Man, that's a whole entree.
That's a whole plate, man.
Oh, your one favorite.
Well,
You talking
many
about
favorites.
Thanksgiving over here.
Sound good, don't it?
It do sound good.
What's yours?
Fried chicken, man. I love me some fried chicken.
Any sides?
Man, I eat fried chicken with anything.
Your mother, I bet your mother makes great fried chicken.
Well, you know, my mom, she said when she was pregnant with me, she said that's all she ate was fried chicken. So I don't know if that kind of rubbed off on me.
Yes, it's hereditary.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, my question for you guys. I also read this about you, Lyle, and tell me if this is true or not, but you didn't have any tattoos coming into the league. Have you gotten any since?
Yeah, I got one.
What'd you get?
I got my mom's name.
The crowd just loses it. Why did you decide to do that? Because the thing that I read was you were never going to do that.
Yeah, I never was, but I don't know. I just went to the tattoo shop with somebody. And it's like, all right, get my
With
mom's
somebody? You were walking down the street? Never mind.
I'll stroll into here.
name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then T, you have a lot of tattoos.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
What was your first one?
My first one was my dad that passed away, and then my next one was my mom.
Parents.
And how many more?
My whole chest is filled up, and then both half my arms.
So you're going to get Brad and Taylor right on your forearm?
Maybe not, but what we will do is ask all of you guys to thank Tyron Smith and La'el Collins for coming out tonight. We really appreciate it. I know you're both tired.
Thank you, guys.
Hell, I'm tired. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Taylor Stern.
You're very welcome.
Did you go to the Taylor Swift concert?
I did.
So how were you confused for each other a lot?
No.
I'm always confused by that. Thanks for being here, everybody. We'll see you next Monday night on the Cowboys Hour.